exercises, you know.
So it looks like we are up. All right, I can see the chat. I need to turn that on. There's like all these little things you have to do when you start up your stream that I need to like automate somehow. But it's hard to automate something that occurs on multiple devices. Maybe people have suggestions for that.
Start with a checklist.
Yeah, you're right. Checklist would be a good idea. We should make one of those. All right. Hello, Jay. Good morning. Let's figure out where we left off last time. That's always the first thing to do.
Yeah, we actually have 2 to-dos. We were very generous to ourselves. Clean this up and stop using get candidates here.
Let's go check out that get candidates. Let's start there. It's smaller.
Okay.
I like small. Get cells with only one candidate remaining. Gives us a list of cells. So we have a way of doing this above. So let's just try a swap method refactoring. So go puzzle dot. Nah, new line. Keep this line. Definitely keep this line. Puzzle dot. What do we have? Get possibilities. That's better. Dot where the possible, so P goes to P dot count equals 1. I think this will give us all the things that have 1, but what if you hold on to this, what is it? It's an enumerable of lists, so we don't know where it comes from. So that's a problem. What we really want is sort of like, let's go to get possibilities for a second. Open that up. Yeah, so we need like a better way of handling this. Is there a select that gives you the index?
You want that here?
Sure, for right now, let's do it here.
Or at the end?
There we go. And then, so the first one is going to be index, or wait, yeah, sorry, you're right.
Index.
That's index. The other one is going to be possibilities. And then let's return, I'm assuming, what does our cells have? Do we have a cell with possibilities?
No, we have a cell with description. Yeah, cell with description.
So let's do a cell with possibilities. Pass it an index and the list. Create that thing.
And a cell?
We'll pull the cell out into there. Yeah. Create that. Sure, just throw it in here for now. It's its own thing. And then 34 you can get rid of. Hold on to possibilities. And then cell equals cell from index. And capitalize both of these as whatever those things are called. Yeah. But, you know, the getter and setter thing, so they're C#y.
You don't need that.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So now we select these, and then it's going to go to .where the possibilities.count equals 1. And it looks like we need to array this.
It's more than that. It's the wrong type. I mean,
Well,
do you
yeah.
want? Is this
But
the
I
type
also
that you
want to do a to array on it. You can just var that. Yeah. All right. So now applesauce is going to be single candidates. So next you can say instead of single candidates index. Well, first, let's just put a 17. And if single candidates is not the same index as single candidate candidates, throw an exception. I think that these will be the same.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to compare.
The length of both of them. Start there. I want the opposite. I want to assert that they are equal. Okay, that's good enough for me at the moment. So let's do a commit on that. Added dead code.
What letter does that get?
It's a lowercase, well, it's a capital R because it's supported by test. There you go. Beautiful. So now we're going to do an actual swap in here. So we can get rid of that debug assist. And then basically the candidate indexes, you can change that to just single candidates for the single candidates on the other side as well. Yeah, pretty much that. Then we skip. We take the first or default. I
don't know. I'm trying to get back to this.
we don't want cell. We want first or default, I think.
Okay.
And then we set the value of, because we don't have the value. So here is going to be cell dot cell. That's his bad naming, but. And this is going to be cell dot possibilities dot first. And then, or even better, would be on 26, say, well that, okay,
Passes.
that works. Commit.
Okay.
Then we'll clean it up even more. It's still uppercase R. Now that with good test coverage, we up the danger. And then get rid of 13. And get rid of our to-do. Rename cell to possibilities, or possible. Or even better would be single.
Right.
And then next, let's go to 24 and say single dot cell dot value equals, can you do that? I guess, is there a, why can't we do that? Yeah, you're doing the right thing, but it's unhappy. Let's go find out why.
We don't. I like immutable.
All right, so do this. Go back to where we are. I like immutable too. Instead of cell.value, say cell. No, keep that. Set value. Pass it this. And then hold on to that. So cell equals. Yeah.
Set it's good.
Ooh, that's better.
This thing create itself. Oh, there is a from index with value.
Cool. This dot index.
So we don't actually make it too complicated.
Yep. Beautiful. And now if we go back, this single is going to become cell. Yeah. Yeah, that's way better. I still feel like we need a cell and a cell with value concept. But
yeah, well, it's not, the first one isn't a cell, it's a position.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right. Either way, commit this and thing is done. Other than the fact that I don't like that we're doing this. So can we extract on line 12 and 13 that sort of linky thing? Actually, let's put the... Yeah, no, I guess we need to... but just not the whole thing. Just puzzle up into the get possibilities. That belongs on puzzle directly. One more. That part. This is like get cells with possibilities. And that belongs on the puzzle. Because now just look, this reads so much better, right? Take the puzzle, get the cells with possibilities where the possibilities are 1, and put it into an array because we're doing weird stuff with random instead of just getting the first one, which is totally what we should be doing. But we got to stick to our described behavior. Cells with possibilities in its own class.
Is to write a second test that has the same coverage as the first one, except it doesn't assert all the intermediate states, and just have them side by side. And so we can know this change actually breaks the result, or this change only breaks the intermediate.
Yeah.
Also, we have a build error.
I very much appreciate why. Wait, what? Oh, everything is public. And take 34 and just make it public and get it out of here. Maybe it's not even the right package, to be honest. Go to cells with possibilities. Put it in its own file. And then check our package structures. Yeah, this doesn't look right. It should be under... Oh, we need like a board. Well, I guess right now everything is board, so this is the right place, but we do need a board. Let's start it. Make a Sudoku kata.board namespace.
What's going to go in it?
The board, the cell stuff.
Sudoku board.
Definitely Sudoku board, yeah. If you go, yeah. We got some more stuff to put in here.
Right. That fix everything. Okay, let me do that again with refactoring. Where's the file?
Does your code compile right now?
Yes. Well, let's watch and see it will compile.
That doesn't, oh.
Move type to another namespace. No.
There you go. Check our program structure and see that it did it properly there.
Not move
It
it
did not.
to
So
the
make a
namespace.
folder and let's move it into the folder. I think because .NET doesn't care about the relationship between folder and namespace.
I want to do this automatically.
Yeah.
Type out in.
No, just make a directory and move it. No, another folder. No, folder.
Move the folder.
Preserve hierarchy of folder and file names.
I don't think we're doing the right thing. And I want to do the right thing, but I don't know how.
I think we are. Let's try it and find out.
You're right.
But you want to move both of these things, the underscore as well.
It's giving me an error here. Top level project must be specified. Backslash. There we go. Folder. Okay.
So there's a board. Open that up. It has a Sudoku board. Open that up. That looks good. Is the underscore thingy in here too? Yeah, okay. Okay, so good. You did the right thing. Folder. So now let's go back and do this with cell with description. And I think right now that's the only two possibilities.
This one too.
Cell with possibilities. Yeah, all three of those belong in that place. Allow change visibility to public when required.
That won't matter because we're staying on.
And put classes into separate files, just in case that matters.
So I don't disagree with one.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. It's the top one. Yeah, that's it.
So we don't need either of those options today. I'm not saying that I disagree with the style, just that we don't have to push those buttons right now.
Let's not push them then. The idea here is minimal button pushing. Either way, like that's definitely better. What's under candidates?
Dead code.
Ooh, let's get rid of dead code. Did we just make that dead?
No.
Get cells with only one candidate. I feel like we might have just made that dead.
Oh, you mean?
In the thing that link statement we just wrote.
Okay.
And it looks like lookup structures is no longer being used here, so that's dead. Deleting dead code begets dead code. remove unused field. And then candidates is being used. Okay.
Maybe.
How is
Let's
it
see.
being used? Why is it? Oh, yeah, because it's still being passed around. Is that candidates being used? Yeah, this is our to-do place that we're supposed to be, or no?
Returned there.
Go find out who calls candidates for current state of the board.
Do you want to do a search for all dead code?
Oh, too much, too much. Oh, can we do a search for all dead code?
Somewhere in here.
How do you do that?
Issues. Somewhere in here is an unused code. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, I'll take that.
I'll take it too. It's not
I like it.
really what we
Forces us
wanted,
to
but
see that.
it helps us see the other 94 issues that might be here.
Almost there, I'm sure. Okay, redundancy in symbol declarations. I mean, yeah.
Sure. I mean, these are like freebie cleanups that we get, so we
Yeah,
might as well take
it's
them.
not the blow the whole thing wide open.
Yeah. You might want to copy that. Get commit message.
You're right. I only had two. But still really good. I mean, I don't disagree with any of this, but it's not what I want to put attention on. No.
What was that replace single call to count? Yeah, that's better.
I wish that was not in the language. It feels wrong to me to say count, but
No, count the things that match this.
yeah,
That feels right to me.
no, it allows you to have really complex statements because there's two ideas. There's the filter and the count, and they're combined into one. They should have been left separate. Constraints violations. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything else that's.
Well, there's still redundancies in the code.
I don't think that's true. No, that section's gone now.
Oh, just an update.
Yeah. Software should not require users to update, right? Like nCrunch should just automatically reevaluate, but that's what it does.
Yeah, I would agree with all of this, but it's good enough. Okay. So now let's go to that other to do and deal with that. Because that one was a big one, I remember.
Yeah, it's the next gnarly big code.
Yeah, it's
But
huge.
we have a lot of tools that would be useful.
So let's take a moment just to chat about our attack here. It's big, so my first technique is usually split it up. But on the other hand, we have things like masks, which I would love to pull up to the top, maybe before splitting up. I'm not really sure which way to poke at this right now. Do you have a idea?
I thought I unmuted. I think if we start at the top and just walk through, we'll see a lot of easy opportunities to.
So you're saying pull the
functions
masks and stuff up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the end, it'll still be a long function. But then when we go to extract chunks, we won't be bringing the old way of coding into the new chunks.
Yeah. So the first thing is we have a candidates mask. That's the very obvious first thing I want to get rid of. So let's go see where
put these in their homes. Move declaration closer to usage.
Sure.
Not sure I'll do it on all of them. Wish there
Yeah,
was
because it has like a C style.
oh,
Okay, I'm good with that.
this thing doesn't have to be declared here because it's static. So we could inline this.
Sure.
Or we can just move it.
No, I'm good with inlining it because I want to get rid of it anyways.
Let's actually replace temp. The original book. We call it. But I like inline local.
All right.
Inline variable.
So we do this stuff. A queue is that just a list?
But you can put in and take out from one end.
Okay. Well, we'll take a look at that later. Let's go find where this masks are being used. So this here, I think what it's saying is we're going to go through all the masks. Where do the masks come from? That's where we pass in, right? Scroll up. Those are our possibles. There we go. And then scroll down. And here we're going to say if the masks have a list of 2, then, so I think this is saying if there is 2 possibilities. So let's do an assert here and we'll do a comparison check. So debug assert. Pull this out into a variable so we don't have to write that stupid thing twice. Pull it out into a variable first, single refactoring. Actually, I don't even want to deal with this one yet. Let's take a look at this row and column.
So I think we have tools for doing this.
Yeah, I do too. What are we trying to do here? So here, if the digit equals 1, no, for the digit equals 1 to the temp, or temp is, can you flip the greater than 0 on line 43? Flip, yeah. So if this goes up into the temp, and then if this is here, temp bitwise and is not equal to 0. Upper, lower. If you have an idea of what this loop is doing, I'd love to hear it.
Well, comment says
I think it's finding the min and the max of the possibilities. Try this. On line 40, actually, no, not on line 40. On line 52 and a half, say, it's under puzzle, unfortunately. They're board. Sudoku board dot get get digits for mask, something like that. Get digits for masks. There we are. And then pass it candidate masks of I. And then do a. Is there a way to get the min and the max? Yeah, there is. So do a two or whatever dot max and set that equal to upper 2.
Set it equal to upper 2.
And then clone this line basically and do the same thing for lower 2 with the min. And then write me a debug statement that says that the lower equals lower and the upper equals upper. I assume debug assert is going to fail if it doesn't. But I don't actually know if that's true, but let's find out. Okay, and for right now, just put like a not equal and see that our test fails. Good. Good. It's always good to test the tests.
Yeah.
Okay, so given that this does this and this does that, let's do a commit here. And so our added debug parallel code. So still an uppercase R. And then let's delete 40 through 52. Yeah, you can, we might need, do we need temp anywhere else? I don't think we do. Kill that, kill the debug statements, and remove the 2s. Swap algorithm. Yep, I like that. Okay, where is row, column, and block index being used? So here, we're taking the row, which is divided by 9, and then we're dividing it by 9 again?
We're doing them the second time.
Oh, just trying to find the other row and column?
Yeah, I think we're saying we've picked a cell, look across the entire rest of the row, look down the entire column, check the entire block around that cell. Does that sound right?
It does. Okay. So, I mean, what I really want to do here, so yeah, what I really want to do here is take that lookup structure. So let's deal with that now. So 34, let's pull it into a variable. We've been able to avoid it for a little bit, but applesauce is great. Yeah. And now we're going to do a parallel thing again. So let's start with just putting the structure in place. So var applesauce2 and then a debug that applesauce2 equals applesauce, whatever, empty string for right now. Oh yeah, that works great. Oh, I like that. Oh, I super like that. We should just write that as a pattern for parallel setup. Not sure what the right word is here, but I like it. So
I
now,
feel like this becomes a lowercase r when we write that recipe.
if you have proper kit testing, otherwise it doesn't do jack.
No, I think what we just did is suitable for a proven recipe.
Oh, yes, but the next thing won't be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to use lowercase r
Not yet.
I feel like we haven't vetted that recipe.
We haven't written the recipe. We haven't sussed it yet. It's more like we have a potential lowercase r in the future.
It's duplicate or
It's
alias or
a setup parallel implementation. Okay, so now let's go to applesauce And we're going to say puzzle dot, board dot, get possibilities dot where p dot count equals 2. Actually, so we're getting the possibilities of I. So before the where, you're going to do a dot get. I don't know how to get.
Get. Let's get.
Square brackets. Element at. Yeah, sure.
So we're getting back a list of int. P is an int at this point.
P is an int?
Yeah.
Why is P an int?
As get possibilities returns enumerable list of int, element dot gets a list of int, and then where gives us one of those.
Oh, no, wait. Dot count.
Of where?
Instead of where, it's just going to be dot count. Equals 2.
Cool.
Good. Okay, so now we can delete 34. I'm assuming on some sort of lag and you're just doing the things that need to happen.
Mhm.
Okay, so now I want to collapse that if just visually. Okay, so now I want to swap this. I want to invert this. So it's going to be Sudoku board dot get possibilities dot where the count is 2, and then we're basically going to do a so instead of get possibilities, say get possibilities, get cells with possibilities, and then you're gonna have to put dot select or element at before the put it back before the count. Just do a dot possibilities dot count. Yeah, that should be the same thing. Okay, now I want to do, let's do this right now on line 31. So we're going to do Sudoku board dot get cells with possibilities dot where p or seek dot possible dot count equals 2, and then hold on to that. And then we're going to say for each possibility add applesauce 2. Now get rid of your 4, the second 4. Open up your if. Rename possibilities on 33 to, oh, sure, just possibility. Now you don't have to do the if at all, because we already know that it's 2, because we did the for each. Yep. And now this row is going to be possibility.row And this is going to be possibility dot column. And this,
Let's put that back. I like where you're going. Smaller stuff.
what? Oh, nice. Nice, nice. Really nice catch.
What is this going to be?
Yep.
I don't know. Swap algorithm, I guess.
It's like invert the for into link.
So now, do you want to clean this up the way you were starting to go?
So yeah, so take that row and grab it from there.
You can totally do that.
And that's going to be column. I don't know if we can do this at the moment, but we don't need to because it does that already. We're going to leave that alone. Oh no, this we can take directly. So here you're going to say possibility dot the on 40. Oh, 40. So that entire thing becomes possibility dot cell dot possible or possibilities dot max. Dot min.
Well, since you're committed, let's do that.
Yeah. I like the message use possibilities, but I like the message more open possibilities. Okay, so now what do? Now we go from here forward. So we basically say, is there anything forward from here where it's in the row, the column, or the block, and then we enqueue it. For right now, let's just keep the rest of this its messy self. Inline applesauce. Let's rename applesauce to cells with two possible. These four things go together. So they really, instead of having 4 queues, it should really be 1 queue, but
The 4 things.
with 4 things. But we'll hold off on that for now.
We can go either way. If you wanted to bring them together, we can make it a tuple, so we don't have to think too hard about what that thing is.
Ooh, I like that. Let's make a secondary tuple. Parallel tuple.
What's this called?
Candidate. There you go. And it's going to be a 4 tuple.
I need to know more about what's in there since tuples don't have names.
They don't have brains. That's a good point. But it's a candidate of indexes and digits. And that tells me it's in the wrong order. But let's do it anyways. So down on 57, we're going to enqueue ij lower upper. Is that the only place it's used?
That's where it's written.
So this is parallel is working. Let's take the parallel out now. So let's just remove candidate 1, or one of these things. Not there, at the defining source. So, okay. So take that out. Scroll down, change candidate 1 to be candidates. And then here, candidates DQ dot first, item 1. Okay. Do it for all of them after you commit this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think here
Here,
yes.
you need to DQ that into a thing, or just parallel do it. Yeah.
This is how it works in C#. Not really know. It'll be parens.
Yeah. Yay, C#. This is not how that code should end, but it's good for right now. It's actually, what is it? It's parallel deserialization, parallel initialization. But it's also parallel implementation. I understand. Both of those are good. All right. So what's so this first part, if you go up, the thing I don't like about it is the use of candidate masks again. Right? Because what you're really trying to do here is you're trying to get, scroll down, what are we using with the candidate masks? We're trying to
All we're
check
doing with it.
Okay, yeah. So here's what we're trying to do. Let's fix that up. So we're gonna keep this part in the if. So pull this out as a variable. We'll do the parallel implementation pasty thing again.
What, this expression?
Yep. So that's applesauce.
An applesauce hotkey.
And then do the applesauce 2 equals applesauce and debuggable. I'm liking this.
What do we call this?
Prep parallel implementation. Ooh, you know what would be better? Prep parallel proposition. Because it has that alliteration. And so next, on applesauce, we're going to say possibility dot possibilities dot how do we say that two things are equal? Two lists are equal. Well, these are going to be dot equal or dot. Just do an equals. What's it? What was sequence equals? Determines that these are equal by comparing the elements. Yeah, I like that. Sequence equals. And then the next thing is going to be Sudoku board dot. There's a get possibilities. But yeah, sure. And then element at J. don't like it as much, but it is better. So for right now, we're going to go with it. So let's now use the parallel implementation. The name for this is going to be matching two possible cell. Okay, well, the plus side here is we've gotten the candidates out of this. So now let's take 29 through 55 and throw it into a method. You gotta go one more, I guess. 27 through 55. Get so I get the deadlock twos. But somehow candidate mask is getting pulled into there. Don't commit this. Do it, but don't commit it. Oh wait, is that the only reason candidate mask is giving me on 40? That's always 81.
And interfere with our 10 by 10 alternate game.
Yeah, we'll deal with that when it happens. Okay, that's what I want. Yes.
What'd you call this again?
Get deadlock tuples. No, it's not tuples. It's get deadlock cells with two possibilities. Honest and complete. Okay. So that's better. So now let's go to this while loop. First of all, collapse the while loop. How is it the whole rest of the thing, or is there other stuff? There is other stuff. Two other things. So we have three things. We get the candidates, then we stuff, and then we check if anything changed. Let's do that anything changed first. I don't know why I'm being drawn there. Well, as is customary in this code, it does all of them and then picks a random one. Because why not? And then we take these indexes out and these values out and these rows out. And then we describe the rows and the blocks, and then we scroll down and we see this and this. Keep going down. Okay. And then we loop over the state and we set the value to unknown. And if the state is greater than 0, we set the, oh my freaking God. Okay, so state only has two things, right? No, state has, what is state?
State is get stored as numbers, but then it sets two things here with final states.
But index 1 and index 2, where is state defined? Oh, it's all the boards. Go back. So it goes through the entire board, gets the row. Can this possibly sets them to unknown? And if the state is great, can you flip that 0? Okay, let's start by dealing with this, because this is really a single call. So let's make a temp value on 280 or 268. And it's going to be equal to the ternary. Yeah. So the ternary is going to be if 0 is less than state of I.
You're just trying to do the value.
Yeah. And if this is true, then it's going to be state of I. Otherwise, it's going to be Sudoku board.unknown. And then this is going to be
Try this with refactoring, is that right?
Sure. State. It can't be called state. It's going to be value. And then this, no. Yeah, that's going to become, well, that's where the value is going to, All right, do what you're doing. I'm not sure exactly how you're going to do this in a series of refactorings.
Last one was totally not legit. I don't have a good answer for you anymore.
All right, in that case, let's just pull it in. Well, here, and take out the var and say if this value equals, yeah, and then move 274 down. Weirdest thing here is if it's less than 0, which almost makes it seem like it is 0. But see what happens if you just comment this to state I. Yay! Go see where state is initialized. Or go find all the places of state. Yeah, so we don't really know what that stuff does. Oh no, we do. So here's index 1, here's index 2. Wait, go up. Where else is state touched?
Oh, just here.
This must be in a loop or something, right? Scroll up. No, this is an if. Sorry, go down. This is the only place state is hit?
So we should be able to bring...
We should be able to really simplify that code. Yeah, that's good. Let's pull that down to there. No, we're missing a red above.
Oh, we've got a collapsed section.
Good. So uncollapse that and let's see what's going. So we make a copy of it. That's interesting. But not hugely interesting, but interesting. Does anything else modify state other than that one thing?
No.
So redefine your state on line 257. You don't have to. You can't just reassign it, but yeah.
Okay.
That still works, right? Does not work. Something's being set before this.
Maybe a set value somewhere.
Has to be. There is a set value on 201. That's interesting, by the way. So we're setting it on the board. So we're actually changing state in between here. Undo. Feels a little bit like something here is a tad bit icky. But let's go down. Go down more. So here where we have the state index 1 and state index 2, what I want to do here is see if these are the only two things I need to change. Scroll down. Final state. Final state. So rather than doing this thing that we do here, let's do a parallel implementation on, so comment out 264 to 271. And Sudoku board.setValue. And then scroll up. And here we're going to say state. Wait, hold on. Undo that for a second. Just revert, yeah. Can we just delete 260 and 261? Because they're not being used anymore. Yeah. Okay. And then changes made is true. That is being used. Are we in a while loop or anything? We're just in a if loop, right? So let's copy 277 and paste it at 272.5 with changes cells changed equals true. Okay, and now we can delete 260. And now I'm pretty sure on 272, yeah, you did it. And now cells changed is probably a variable that's unused somewhere in our code.
I don't know what you're looking for now.
If you scroll up, there should be an unused variable somewhere.
Yeah, change made.
Yeah, when you deleted
Oh, I
that,
see
did
it's here
that?
because it was declared somewhere.
Yeah. There. All right. And then scroll down more, down into that if statement where we're at. So here's where I want to do this parallel thing after the while. Yeah. So scroll down more. So here, this, okay, so instead of doing this for loop, so now I want to comment this out. Well, yeah, everything except for Sudoku board. Well, comment out the for loop. Yeah. And then what I think this is two things. So copy for right now lines 262 through 266. Paste it twice. Uncomment. For the first one, make I be final state of index 1. Divided by 9. And then the second, yeah, this is going to be that, but modulus 9. And the value is going to be final state of index 1.
Okay.
Is that possible? No, sorry. So the first two are going to be just index 1. Not final state of, just index 1. Put curlies around that so you can redefine the same names. After Sudoku board set value. Why is that unhappy? Oh, because of that.
C# wants you to do that.
Okay, and then the second one is going to be index 2, final state of index 2, yeah. And I think that is what's happening. But I am wrong. All right. Revert.
Vert. We should stop soon.
Good point. Okay. So in that case, let's take this if statement and pull it out.
The body or the condition as well?
Yeah, the whole thing. What's it do?
Love this.
Undo.
We can at least pull most of it out. The problem you're running into is this bit here.
Okay, here, do you know? Yeah, so pull it out with the second return. From, yeah, that to the second. That's better. I mean, better is a strong word, but still. And then can we grab that while statement?
You want to extract it as well?
The whole thing, yeah. With lines 31 through 34. Which again tells me we have some sort of tuple-y thing that needs to go. Cancel. It really should be a list of tuples. Can you revert the last change we did? Tupleize it. So we're going to do parallel tuple for right now. So, yeah. Stuff.
That's
Oh, better. New list of tuple forints. Not, okay. That's a big change.
I'm not afraid. Okay, I'm gonna look
Okay.
at one.
No, that's fine.
Make sure we got the names, state, and value.
So right there is just going to be a add tuple.create state state or index 1, you're right, index 2, digit 1, digit 2. And then here, this is going to be state and index values. You need to deserialize the whole thing. Not, yeah, just, no, where it says index 1. Yeah, index 2, digit 1, digit 2. Yay, tuples. Now, pull out that thing.
You went from here to here.
Yep. Get rid of the end regent completely. Yeah, now get rid of that if return. Good enough. Yeah. And then get rid of the other thing. I really like the use of applesauce here because it says that like this stuff needs attention. Applesauce. Clean up those comments really quickly.
Good comment. We go next.
Actually do this. Still clean up. Actually clean it up. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, look, like it's still passing in candidates of indexes. No, that's actually legit. But final state isn't. State isn't. Yeah. Out of curiosity, how big is that remaining class right now?
File
Yeah, that file.
300.
And we started at like maybe 300, so we've maybe added 20 lines. That feel does that feel possible?
It's possible. Some
I
blank
thought
lines when
we
we extract
removed
the
stuff,
method.
but yeah.
I don't remember.
All right. It definitely feels more manageable at this point, but patterns, definitely patterns, because we had two big ones. The first one was this introduced parallel implementation, which I really liked. Var foo equals da, yeah. Var foo2 equals foo, and then debug. Yeah.
This IDE is not very good.
Nah, that's all good. And then the second pattern that we saw a lot was this encapsulate lists of multiple lists into a list of tuple.
What if we had made it into a tuple of lists first? That seems like moving in the wrong direction. Just this idea that a tuple of lists and a list of tuple are can be
I
corresponding
feel like
elements.
this worked really well. Maybe though tuple of lists would be nicer if we had less safety. Does that make sense? I don't know. We'll have to play with both of them. And then this worked super nicely with parallel deserialization or parallel initialization, which is that AB parentheses equals.
With these.
Destructuring. Nice. Yeah. Domain wise, that first section we actually like. The first section I feel good about. Does that make sense? Like we had that first. We had three basic paragraphs in this code, and the first one, I feel like we're sort of speaking now in the domain and the language. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
The middle one, we haven't even cracked. And the last one, it's like, it's not in the domain and the language right now. And that might be because the stuff in front of it has encoded it to the point that we haven't decoded it properly yet. Does that make sense? But we haven't got a clear... The thing that is... Can we go back to the code for a sec? The thing that's kind of nice about the applesauce 2 now, or applesauce 1, whatever that last one was. Applesauce 1, yeah. So here... Well, not as nice as I was hoping for. So we have a state and a final state and a Sudoku board. It feels like that. I wish that was cleaner. I kind of wish it was just like Sudoku board and state and index values. So I guess we haven't cleaned that up enough. Whereas like deadlock cells with two possibilities, it just takes it to Sudoku board, right? Super clean, takes it, returns this stuff, feels functional, though we're not actually entirely sure that it is. but I believe Sudoku board is not mutating in that situation. That tuple int, not so nice. Interestingly, there's another tuple int, and I don't think those are the same things. But like, there's a thing here. In the other two, we're still, like, our interface is more defined, right? Because we have these tuples instead of that massive amount of stuff we were passing in. But it's still not, it's not nicely defined, right? The fact that we're passing final state and state in and of itself is a problem. Probably this list is not great. Anyhow, my point being that, like, we have some interface segregation, which I like, but it still feels very bleedy through. You still there?
Yeah, I am. I'm feeling kind of low energy.
Okay, no
Felt
worries.
good at the beginning, but then I got tired.
Let's go back to the map. All right. Team-wise, you did this thing that I really liked, where I forget exactly, but the words are something like, "I like where you're going, but," and then you stopped me from taking a bigger step, and you broke it down really nicely. And I want to really appreciate that, like, it is hard to type and process everything that's happening in real time.
Mm-hmm.
And you did it so well as to realize, like, to correct the path in that, right? Which is fantastic. Like, you corrected it as we're doing it, as opposed to, like, even like as soon as we did it, said, wait, we can do that better, right? I just thought that was great. Really appreciate your ability to handle that load and take it off my shoulders.
Well,
That's not under tools, so that's under team. Tools, Sharper was failing us on the ternary,
mm-hmm.
but it worked on the move to namespace. And whatever that thing is you did that showed us all the errors and let us, like, get those easy wins, that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
One other
So
thing.
those
Sorry.
code inspections that they have,
Yeah.
there is a downloadable command line version of them,
Okay.
which I have sometimes integrated into CI to verify that I don't have any of those in my code.
I really like that. I kind of wish all things could be accessed from the command line, especially as they relate to programming, right? So like Resharper has the ability to install a plugin. I wish I could do that from the command line.
Mm-hmm.
Like any of those things, like Eclipse has the ability to format code. Fortunately, it does now have a command line way of doing that, but, like,
Mm-hmm.
like, there's a Maven plugin. But, like, I wish all the things there could be done so we can automate them, because especially as programmers, if you're doing anything as a programmer, you're probably going to want to automate it at some point. Something showed up in the, so in what we did today, if we look at the domain, we did two things. Most of the effort feels like was here, starting to clean up this multiple solution detector. But the first half hour was actually spent doing something else that was so easy, I think I might have forgotten what it was. Was it the single thing?
This is too far back.
It feels. Oh no, today's the 30th.
Yeah, I forgot to make a new branch.
Speaking of
Should do
which,
that now.
we're not on the right branch. Checklist. We definitely need to make a checklist. That goes in the retro.
Where did that go in here?
Uh,
Patterns.
Patterns. Make a checklist. And just really quickly, so stuff that's on the checklist. Check microphone. Open the chat. Make sure the iPod is set to not turn off.
Say that again.
Make sure so I opened chat on the iPad, so I need to make sure I set it not to turn off. We need to make a branch, and we need to push the branch, and we need to upload the video to YouTube. Those are my constantly things that I'm messing up. Really good point.
Select.
Yeah, you have to do it one at a time. And probably before we should watch the last 3 minutes of last week. We didn't do that this week, but I still think it's a good idea.
I'm glad we compared the feeling, but yeah, next time let's.
Yeah. I'm not sure if can you do that? Can you just drag it above? No. There we go.
I like that mind map. Like I don't know what the hotkeys all are, but they usually exist and they're reasonable. So if I just start pushing buttons,
Yeah.
I get a decent result. I learned today that escape recenters.
Nice. Yeah. Goiko's done a really nice job with the interface here. And, again, like thinks very programmery because he's a programmer. And, yeah, lots of hotkeys, lots of tooling. I don't know. I think that. Oh, so the domain. So we cleaned up the multiple thing. But the other thing we did is we removed the candidates from the first thing we did, which that felt trivially easy. So this is under domain. Remove candidate masks from select single possibilities. And I feel like that was trivially easy because we have built up the tools now that are being used. Like one of the things that was in this code was a lot of duplication that was sort of hidden. Right? And now, like that whole point that we pulled out, that dead code, that was like a single link statement, right? And it was really expressive, but it now had the ability to be really expressive. I'm curious if that's going to show up here, but it might have already. Can we take one more quick look at that first method we pulled out in the multiple thingy? Yeah. So here we say, give us the cells where there are two candidates. Row index, you can just inline those two things.
Oh.
Where's an I is just being used there? Yeah, you can inline that.
Here and here.
Wait, where and where?
Here's one, and here's one.
Yeah, good. Now. Good. Yeah, no, that's fine. Just put it in both sides. Although, really, that tells me that it just wants the cell right there, but that's fine. The block index, is that not a thing on cell?
Correct.
Do like a cell dot block. Yeah.
It is. There are other cases where we can do that.
And then inline that again.
All right, I need to stop.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyhow, like my point being, like, look, this is much more expressive, right? And because it's much more expressive, we definitely, can you put a to do on 301? Clean this up. This is much more expressive because we now have tools in our domain. There's this idea, like in a lot of legacy code, it's like every day you go slower and slower and slower. And here it's been the exact opposite. In this refactoring, it's like every day we're going faster and faster and faster. Does that make sense? Like we're building blocks that are allowing us to move faster. I like that feeling. I wish it was part of code in general. But almost always code goes the opposite way, where it gets harder and harder and harder. All right, on that depressing note, probably a good place to stop.
I don't have time to talk about it today, but maybe next time we'll talk about how great it feels to be working under such great tests, like how much that enables. That is so unusual in so much of my work.
Let's just put that on. Oh, that's weird. Can you put a next time tab under here? Talk about what it's like to work with good test coverage. And then color that like red or green or something. Node style. Background. Lighter. Much lighter. Yeah, like that. There we go. So escape centers it? No.
Not really sure what escape is doing. Escape is centering what is selected. I don't know if that's useful, but that's what it does.
Either way, screenshot achieved. All right. And with that note, we'll call it a day.